Welcome back, episode 86 of Revisited, and I think this is our third Kaze Talks. We did the Hunter x Hunter, we did one after, and I remember us talking about it the first time, and now we're on the third one. We are talking about...
Be the last. Oh no, he's got Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm not gonna add that. Oh, he did do the DBZ iconic moment that forever changed anime.
The Super Saiyan transformation.
Oh, and yes, the Hunter x
Hunter. So, we're talking about Demon Slayer and why it's time to take anime seriously by Kaze Talks. My thinking here is, he's talking about in the mainstream.
Yeah.
He's talking about Mugen Train, and it did something good at the box office in the US, so people need to take it seriously. That's what I'm assuming is happening here.
Description. Kaze talks about Demon Slayer and its monumental impact on animation.
I was wrong.
Oh boy. Okay, yes. And he's got a pinned comment. Hello everyone, why didn't you put this in the description? Why not? Why in the description do you have your Patreon and your Twitter, and then also in this pinned comment do you have your Patreon and Twitter? No problem. Hello everyone, this is my video on Demon Slayer. I had a blast watching this show, and even more just trying to figure out exactly why this specific anime took over the world. If you enjoyed this video, press the like button, whatever. I don't think that Demon Slayer is the catalyst to begin the Let's Take Anime serious movement, because it's not indicative of what anime is. The story is so basic that anybody who has a passing interest in anime, they might watch it and just go, if this is all that anime is, it's just pretty flashing, ooh, look at that, woof it. Because the Demon Slayer is not that good of a story. If you're going for the Transformers crowd, you're gonna get them.
Yeah,
we watching Demon Slayer, whatever. Because they're not there for story and stuff like that. They're there for big, pretty, ooh, clap. But I'm just thinking like mainstream. Just like, say if Peanut didn't like anime.
Mm-hmm. Would you...
Not Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer would not be the one.
Not Demon Slayer at all.
The thing I always say is, you have to cater what someone wants to watch based on what they already watch, if you're trying to get them into anime. What could a person tell you to make you recommend Demon Slayer? What could they enjoy? What series, live action series, cartoon series, what have you, could they enjoy to where you're like, you have to look at Demon Slayer then?
Supernatural?
No, I feel like something like Full Metal Alchemist might work better for a Supernatural. Or something more, because Supernatural deals with all forms of creatures. And it's like quasi-solving mysteries and conflicts and stuff.
If anything, probably Beastars for Supernatural. No. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know, because I know when Mama asked me, hey, give me an anime, I know that she loves her dumb Korean dramas. Mm-hmm. So here's some big popular pretty movies that you can watch to dip your toe into, your names, A Silent Voice, those types of things. Because I know that she likes those types of things. I wouldn't be like, yeah, hop right into One Piece. 1,000 episodes of One Piece. Go ahead. I'm like, no, she'd probably lose interest. I know what she likes. She doesn't normally like action or stuff like that. She's more of the romance, the drama, the slice of life stuff. Recommend her that. But who do you recommend? It's the Transformers crowd. That's the only thing that I could think of. The ones who they come into our comments and they just go, stop thinking about it. Shut your brain off. Leave your brain at the door. Those types of people. Just like, it's not the greatest story, but it's so pretty. They put the story over to the side to elevate something else.
For the spectacle of it.
Yeah. And
I guess, it would just have to be summer blockbuster type people who just want to see a bunch of explosions and CGI and all this pretty colors and things flying at the screen, as opposed to some type of story that is not worthwhile, but more meaty, I guess. Because Transformers is stupid basic. See, they won't go see an Upgrade. They'll go see a Transformers. Because Upgrade is tremendous body horror type of... It's such an interesting plot and execution of the plot, as opposed to something where we did the plot, but that's not the point.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just the fact that it's a lot easier to dip your toe into. Because there's not too much to Demon Slayer, so it's not... You're not getting bombarded with concepts and things that you need to think about too hard. You can just enjoy the, hey, this is anime. And then once you get past the, hey, this is anime, then you go a little bit deeper into, these are the I don't want to say thinky animes, but more thinky. And then you just go up and up the ladder.
I feel like you can do that with different series, though. Like Death Parade. Death Parade is a good example of it's not too much thinking going on. You can go...
Death Parade isn't fair because it's so good.
You can think about the human condition and all that if you want, and the humanity of people, and are they actually bad people, or are they just being pushed so far that something breaks in them?
Or if you just want to watch the episodic... Hey, here's a pool game. Here's a darts game. Oh, this woman's a piece of crap. You can just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's much, and it's only 12 episodes. I feel like it's much easier to dip your toe into something like that rather than a Demon Slayer.
Especially since it sort of hits the ground running, because you don't really get the pretty stuff of Demon Slayer to like the he starts doing the water breathing. That's what, episode 3 or 4? So you just got to go through a not amazing story up until then.
Yeah, a pretty simplistic story. The most you can get out of it for the first, because Just Stop said it himself with the mundane thing. The first episode is pretty mundane. Mm-hmm. Even episode 2, I'd say, is pretty mundane. It doesn't really start...
It's inoffensive. So maybe... But would inoffensive get a non-anime fan?
If I were to recommend that to an anime fan, I feel like they might find it boring for the first 2 to 3 episodes. Especially if they're not already in for anime. Death Parade, episode 1, you're in. Something like Death Note.
In Jigoku, the first episode is still one of the best stories. Yeah.
And I feel like Jigoku will work more for that mystery supernatural type thing, because there is someone trying to catch her and stop her on top of
just the revenge stories
and more episodic nature of this, even though there's intertwining plot threads. It's much more episodic than something like that.
That's kind of thinky.
But it's only thinky if you want it to be thinky.
Sure.
It's engaging enough for I'll turn my brain off and just watch people. And it's deep enough for what more is there than this?
Yeah, well, I wonder what his argument's going to be for this.
Because even before I was heavy into... Not even heavy into... I just more critically thinking about anime. I was just very entertained by not Demon Slayer, but Jigoku Shoujo.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just a good show.
It's just a good
Hands
show.
down. Get that bullshit out of here.
And I don't think there's too much deep to think of for Demon Slayer, so you don't have that crowd. There is something more there if you want it to be there for Demon Slayer, I would say. But you have to fine-tooth comb and pull things out of your balls just to get there. All right, let's get in. Oh, you already read the description. Let's get into this.
Yep. This video was brought to you by my patrons.
No. If you had 0 patrons, you would still do this unless they specifically requested this video.
Came out 6 months ago. He said season 2. I'm like, huh. Yeah, it's a pretty recent video.
Throughout our lifetime, we witness something quite special through the art of filmmaking, whether it's live action or animation, that impacts us in a way no other medium can. That's our eye.
So you use animation, movies, TV shows, and it impacts us in a way no other medium can. Do they mean books?
Well, what do we have left? Books, video games,
music. But no, I'd say video games could impact you just as well.
Yeah. And there's studies just going that shows that music, you listen to a song that you really love, that's a dopamine hit.
So is he... I would assume moving pictures have more of an impact than non-moving pictures for some people. This is why some people refuse to read the manga.
There are also manga moments that hit a lot harder than anime.
The Black Clover is a lot funnier in the manga to me.
There were some moments in Sket Dance.
I thought you were about to say Komi, but that lean in was like, you wouldn't do that for Komi.
Well, there's some moments in Sket Dance because you're reading at your own pace. It's funnier. You can linger on big dramatic moments. So instead of just moving on, but then there's also the inverse of added music and effects like walking and crying sounds and animation and voice acting and all that stuff. So the argument could be made for both. I just know that there's certain moments that hit harder in the manga, but there's also moments that hit harder in the anime. So
it's not inherently either one.
I would never go, anime's the media to ring me out like no other thing has ever before. I would never say that.
Or animation that impacts us in a way no other medium can. That our eyes are glued to the screen and we can't.
He is doing in high top films, and I'm not about it.
Listen.
Even with the colors,
you guys,
I'm not here for this.
Why? What is the purpose?
Just keeps it moving, keeps it fresh. I don't know. Maybe he thinks it looks good. I don't know.
But here's the thing. He wrote the script and it impacts us in a way that no other medium can. And he thought a good thing to stick in was him with a slightly agape mouth, taking off sunglasses in a red and blue dark filtered room.
And that's his prerogative, and we can't do anything about that other than observe and just go, I did not like that, Kaze Talks. I didn't like that at all.
From it. The first time this ever happened to me was when I watched Dragon Ball for the first time.
I knew it.
I knew that would get you. It's just an irritating thing, I understand. But if you scripted a thing, you should be able to tighten up the script to not go, the first thing that's happened to me was when I watched Dragon Ball for the first time.
Had never seen anything like it before, and it left a massive imprint on not only me, but everyone else in the world. It changed.
Okay, wait. You go, because I was about to ask this very question.
Changed anime forever.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, what about it impacted you such that it changed?
He had never seen anything like it before.
What do you mean?
But everything you see is the first thing you've never seen anything like it before.
What was it about? What was about it that was just like, I've never seen this before? Fighting,
Sailor Moon,
fast movements. Because you can go back to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and they're fighting. But that's the problem with a script like this, where he just says it and moves on. I just never saw anything like it, and it impacted me just like it impacted the entire world.
Never happen again. But you're wrong.
Could you
because no.
You might be thinking it'll never happen again. I made a mistake, hit down instead of left and right.
Much you.
There we go. Almost there.
Not only me, but everyone else in the world. It changed anime forever. You think it will never happen again, but you're wrong.
Yeah, that's ridiculous sentiment. Hopefully it was just.
That's like saying we'll never have anything as good as the first Mickey Mouse cartoon or whatever.
It's just like going to Wendy's and eating a new burger and like, there's never gonna be a Wendy's burger better than this. I hope it was just his young mindset.
You can't say that. You cannot say that. No, not for Wendy's burgers, not for all of that.
What?
There will never be a worse video than this.
We're not talking about me. We're not talking about me. Are we talking about me? Are we talking about me?
I literally said you can't. So, yes, I am talking about you.
I stand by it this time.
Yet you refuse to do the next Dritz one.
It's just tiring. It's not that it'll be worse. Because like I said, I'm going to agree with him quite a lot with the Wano stuff. Mm-hmm. Just not how he says it. And that's the problem.
I think pizza tastes good. Well, I do agree. Because of, what's a shoe? I guess. No, that's not
this
why.
Particular cheese was milked by a cow named Betsy, and that Betsy was taken care of, and she was very loved. And it's like, no, the cheese just tastes good. Shut up. It don't have to be all that.
No matter how much you grow, you end up watching something that changes the world again.
Pause.
Changes the world or changes your world?
And even that, the last thing that I read that was just like, this is it was Comey, and before that was Sket Dance. It don't happen very often. Something that's just kind of tailored to you. It's like, yes, this is to my tastes.
And even then, changes your world. How does it change your world? Unless you're specifically thinking there will never be another thing like this.
Or I've learned something and grown from this show.
And nothing will ever do that for me again. It would have to be such a totality mindset of never again for you to be incorrect about this.
It's just that grandiose talk that that just gets me with Kaze especially.
Marker Kaze's grandiose talk, which is worse.
It's like, finish it! Finish it! From evil! Such a good scene.
You don't quite know why it's so special, but
it's not special.
It's the opposite of special.
Again, I ask, if this was given to Toei, do y'all think this would be as special?
If this was given to a Studio Pero, where you get mundane, whatever animation, and then you get high budget, money turns on animation, it would not. The story does not carry it like the animation does. The animation carries it up the street and around the corner. It is no denying that.
How many tweets do you see about Demon Slayer where they go, this is such an engaging plot. I can't wait for the unraveling of the story here. Versus how many GIFs you see. The same, 7 GIFs.
The most liked Demon Slayer tweet will not be something about a character.
Unless they're doing the pretty.
It won't be about the character. Yeah. It'll be involving the character just because they're doing the pretty. But top 10, I'm like, it won't be about character.
I don't agree with top 10 because Nezuko cute. Zenitsu
but
funny.
That's not character. We're looking at 7.
I would say by the end of Demon Slayer, 15 out of 20 of the most talked about things would be in regards to an animation or a specific fight scene of some sort.
And you're definitely gonna get some more. You're gonna get the people going. Look at all the records they broke too. So that's gonna be mushed in there as well.
Again. Don't care about money.
Don't care about money. Don't care about records. One Piece Film Red is doing great. Fantastic. I only care about that in as much as
it's coming over here.
It's coming over here. Thank goodness. Pushed back. Why? Get that now.
Maybe a problematic voice actor had. Oh no.
Uh-oh. Skeletons.
But you feel it. It's captivating for some reason. And
You feel it. You just feel it. It's captivating for some reason.
I have no capacity to explain why this is good. Do you think that's a positive? Do you think that's not a problem?
Hey.
Is he about to say Naruto was that?
Hey, watch this anime. Is it good? What's good about it? It's just like a feeling.
Watch it. You'll see.
Come on. I can properly explain why I like whatever I like, even if it's so stupid and mundane. Like my girl, say her name.
Amande?
The Mad Mademoiselle.
See, my first thought, because we were just talking about Comey, was Heat Girl.
Yeah.
And I was like,
She's so good! I love her! And her sister's there! I love her! The people I love don't get any kind of shine! Them country girls, she'll show up every now and again. Her sister, she's like, look at my brand new phone. I'm like, that's all I need!
have you caught up in Comey?
No.
How far are you?
Far.
No! There's one arc I just want to talk about. Are you caught up in Ippo?
The last time I read Ippo was the last time we talked about Ippo.
Okay, I'll just say this. They are glacial with this fight. This chapter did basically nothing.
It was Vorg? Vorg's fight? Is that, because I remember somebody stepping into the ring like, yeah, it's my turn to fight, and that was the last chapter. Yeah, because he was, he got injured by Ippo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that was
what
so
happened.
great.
And he's just like, and Ippo's just like, he's moving kinda, what's going on? It's like, that bastard cracked my ribs. And that was right when I stopped.
The other fight.
Oh, that fight is over already?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Why would you think it would last?
Well, I thought it would last a little bit longer with the drama and everything.
No, either Vorg goes down early or he knocks him down early. There's only two. He's not taking it 8 rounds.
Fair enough. But, Wally and Ricardo?
It is tick.
Good.
Tick.
Good.
No, this is Luffy in the air during Wano levels of there's nothing happening here.
I like Ricardo a lot, and I want to see more of him.
That's fair. You're gonna get that.
Just that standoff the two were doing. It's the intrigue of just like, what is this dude? He's clearly just unfulfilled in life. Where he's just like, I ain't got no challengers. Nobody's strong
This isn't
enough.
fun.
Come on now, y'all. This belt is just coming home with me. That's all I got to say. Whatever, monkey man. And he's not like rude or anything. He's a nice. I'm like,
He's so nonchalant about it.
give me a nice 5 chapters, just like Ricardo something, because I want to know more about this man.
And that's one of those things where it's okay to be a wall. And Ricardo is basically from the beginning the wall of Ippo.
Yes.
His story is so interesting that you want more from him.
And we're getting nothing but just the fact
Nothing.
that he's just this enigma in the world, and that's what everybody sees him as. It's just this unclimbable mountain. And you go, yeah, he's just this unclimbable mountain. What about this dude? Just him just going, yeah, the little kid, and when his manager was like, yeah, the little kid with the Dempsey roll, he goes, oh, that kid. It's like, here, why does he remember that? Why does he remember that? Just like nobody, whatever kid. He's
a monster!
He's a monster, but in Ricardo just pieced him up like it was nothing. But he was just like, oh yeah, the Dempsey roll kid.
Nah, if I saw that barreling towards me, even if I was the champion, I go, what?
When he did that against Vorg, and Sono was just like, you getting too serious? What the f are you doing? Ippo talk.
Though it's doing so many things you've seen before, when you put it all together, it's unique.
Pause.
It's doing everything. It's doing so many things other things have done, but when you put it all together, it's unique. Every story is unique. There is nothing that is a one-for-one copy of anything. Ryu is unique from Ken, who's unique from Sakura, who's unique from Akuma, who's unique from Dan. They all do the same basic things, but they're all completely unique characters and fighting styles.
I'm so sick of this with Demon Slayer Emperor. Have we ever heard this from anything else?
That it's doing things you've already doing. It's doing nothing special, and that's why it's special.
I'm so sick of this. Dude, get some better. But they can't because they know
there's nothing to talk about.
It's refreshing. It's new, and thus, with each moment, it takes your breath away.
I like how
pretty to pretty.
Nothing but the big pretties.
From pretty to pretty. From the first season, big pretty, to the second season, big pretty.
Hey, how about just Tanjiro walking and talking and doing... No. Pretty.
Reminding you of all of the incredible works of art that came before it.
Hey, I love how they're all fight scenes. I do not subscribe to the art of One Piece for the fights.
Demon Slayer does not remind me of art that came before it.
No.
I do not think of Luffy while I'm watching the Tengen versus whatever demon that dude was. I'm not thinking about this. Why would I think about this? There's no comparison.
But I want to know why. I want to...
This is not endearing, Kaze. This is not as endearing as you think it is.
This is very endearing, Kaze. This is exactly how endearing you think it is.
Know why it caught my attention and why it caught yours too. And so I'm here to...
I want to know if people... I want to know how people got into Demon Slayer. Was it just the gifts and stuff like that? Was it just hearing that it was very popular? Or was it just looking at it and looking at the synopsis and going, well, it seems like a pretty interesting story, seeing the character designs and all that stuff? I want to know how people got into Demon Slayer.
How did you get into it?
The GIF, episode 19.
I got into it because you kept telling me to watch it or something?
Yep, because it was so horrible. Because I watched it for episode 19. I watched it, I went, oh no. Oh.
Is that all?
Where the good stuff? And I wasn't even thinking like this is doing things that other things have done, but it's doing it in
You're
a different...
just thinking, I'm not enjoying myself.
I'm not sitting here thinking like, oh, Zenitsu, he's a coward like Usopp. No, I'm not thinking like that. That's not...
These characters are their own characters.
Yeah. Why would I compare them when they've been made in different eras, different times, by different people with different experiences,
different worlds?
Yeah, it's not like Tanjiro, Luffy. No, Tanjiro's his own character.
It's not like Tanjiro, Deku.
Yeah,
they're both nice guy characters, but it's different.
But if something like Zenitsu had a moment of nutting up, like, hey, no more time to be a coward, I would compare that to an Usopp moment like that because it's a comparable moment. But just like a character, just going, character, main character, headstrong, kind of stupid, Luffy, nah.
Talk about why Demon Slayer is so captivating and why it's had such a monumental impact in the world of animation. But to do that, we need to first talk about just how popular it really is.
Why?
Yeah, what does
that have to do with why it's captivating?
You need to figure out why it's captivating first, and then you'll be like, and that the reason why this reason that I've established that it's captivating led to its popularity. No, let's just say it's popular because it's captivating. Why is it captivating? You need to start there first. Popularity, just going, how popular is it? It's very popular. It's super popular.
How tasty is that burger? Popular? Well, they sold 1 billion of them.
What?
What does that tell me about the quality of the burger? Why would you start with how many they've sold?
It's meaningless. We know it's very popular. Why is it very popular? You don't have
You
to go
just said I want to find out the why, but first we need to understand just how popular it is.
No, we don't. We don't need to understand it.
Why did people get captivated by it? Well, to figure that out, we gotta understand.
We gotta go to the end.
Very popular.
We gotta go to the end to get to the beginning. That's how a linear path works.
We're Sixth Sensing this. Are we
Back in 2019,
beyond two
I remember
souls in
working
this?
during one of my shifts at my previous job when suddenly my coworkers started talking about this anime called Demon Slayer, mentioning how it was taking over the world. What was crazy to me was the fact that I was being told this not only by people who watched anime, but also by ones who weren't even remotely a part of this world. And that instantly...
I don't necessarily believe you.
About which part?
He's being informed by people who are not necessarily of the anime world.
I
Unless
would
they saw
say-
a GIF and was just like, oh, this GIF of Demon Slayer was pretty.
No, because you got people like Ninja. He's not necessarily in the anime world.
What does he mean by in the anime world? Anime fans, casuals, have never seen anime, saw that GIF on Twitter and talk
Casuals and
to
below.
you, knowing that you are an anime fan and going, hey, have you seen Demon Slayer? I saw this GIF on Twitter.
I wouldn't doubt he put out a tweet or something like, how much have you watched before Demon Slayer or something like that. But
No,
I'd say casuals and below.
I mean, he said that people walked up to him outside of the anime world and told him about Demon Slayer.
Oh, no. He overheard coworkers, and they were people that weren't necessarily anime fans.
So that's what I'm saying. What level of fan are they? Are they casuals? Did they just see that GIF on Twitter and then go up to him and go Demon Slayer, knowing that Kaze Talks is an anime fan?
Did they have children who were into Demon Slayer, and they were just like, yeah, this thing's taking over the world. I don't know what it is about.
I heard about this Demon Slayer. I saw something. I don't.
Oh yeah, my kid told me about that too. Anime.
Simply saying that people aren't anime fans and they're talking about anime doesn't really say too much, and it doesn't speak to the popularity or the global outreach because we don't know. People are individuals, like you said. They might have children. They might have just seen the GIF on Twitter. We don't know what their situation was. They might not. They might just be a super casual anime fan. We're not talking about like a CEO going, "Yo, Demon Slayer." We don't know because he put up an office building. It's got to be like line level stuff, maybe a customer service job, data entry, whatever the case may be. Call center. But you know they're going to be at least sort of computer savvy if you're going to be working in that job. And if you're computer savvy, you're probably going to have a Twitter. And if you're going to have a Twitter, you're probably going to come across that GIF sooner or later.
Or at least some form of social media. Facebook,
yeah.
TikTok, Instagram, something.
My intrigue. How was this possible? A few years later...
Okay, I like how both times you said ninja. So it's making it very much seem like Ninja was the progenitor of why so many non-casual, non-anime watchers decided to check it out just because their fave said so, their influencer said so.
And he had a very popular tweet about that. And it was just a very basic, like, Demon Slayer is the best anime or whatever. Nothing really talking about it or anything. It's just that, and that's going to get eyes on the product if somebody like a Ninja says that.
Yeah.
Later, in early 2021, Super Eyepatch Wolf made his most recent video on the current state of Shonen Jump, mentioning that there was one manga that finally dethroned One Piece after more than 2 decades. But it didn't just dethrone it, it completely shattered it, reaching a total number of 82 million manga volumes sold, even stating that if you combine the top sales of each year from the big 3, it would only barely go higher than half of the total numbers that Demon Slayer sold.
The anime community is so much larger than it was in those days.
Mm-hmm. They are also extraordinarily fickle.
Fickle.
You see it. It's the big pretty. You watch like 5-6 episodes. You start collecting stuff. I did it with Comey. I got a Prison School manga because I like Prison School. It's just the type of thing that you do. And we talked about this before, like why do people collect the manga and over something like a DVD? Manga is a lot easier to collect. It's a lot easier to flip through. You got a DVD set and that's $50-$60.
You could always go, hey, I just feel like reading that chapter of the story. But if you wanted to watch that episode of the anime, if it's not streaming or something, you'd have to pop in your DVD into the DVD player, find the episode. It's a lot more work than just
A lot
scoop
cheaper, like more convenient. There's a lot of things. But just going Look at the numbers. Yeah, people. It was a big hit, and yes, it was a big hit.
What does this do for why it's captivating? That's my whole issue. Yeah. Everybody knows the big numbers. Mm-hmm. I don't care.
I can't wait for 20 years down the line where in Demon Slayer it's just a whisper and just a record and pretty animation. Because there will always be more pretty animation. There's always
it's going to get prettier. It's going to get prettier and prettier.
Prettier and prettier. And then
Did you see that? And there was a hentai with stupid.
Oh, yeah.
It was just like y'all for whom is this for?
It's just going to get prettier and prettier. Stories stand the test of time. Now, there's always going to be better and better stories. Mm-hmm. But animation, it's just going to be... You look at it and just go, yep, that's the animation. You could always look at a story and discover something that you didn't notice before, interpret something a different way. Just try to get the same feeling that you got, the comedy. I go back and reread manga chapters just where I'm like, I love this manga chapter. It makes me laugh, and it will continue to make me laugh, and it always just sort of makes me laugh.
I would rather watch Spider-Man 2 with their dated graphics than Amazing Spider-Man 2 with their much better graphics. Mm-hmm. Because eventually, yes, the graphics are going to look dated. I went back to the original Avengers and I'm like, how are they getting away with this? Oh, yeah. This looks horrible.
It is. It's rough sometimes.
And that's, 10, 12 years ago? Mm-hmm. So you look at 15, 20 years from now with Demon Slayer, you're going to get a lot of those super pretty shows. And at that point, what is Demon Slayer's sticking point?
What's it doing to separate the other? What's it doing to stick in people's minds?
What's it going to do to make you go back to it at that point?
Because even right now, you got the Wano stuff in One Piece, and
I hate it.
Super big pretty. There was a tweet that was just like, here's it without the effects and here's it with the effects. And I'm like, without the effects looks kind of better.
It looks so much better. I hate the glows. I hate the auras. The auras look horrible. One Piece is not about that.
Yeah, I don't. That's the stuff that's getting me to. I'm like, let me see if I can find this.
Yeah. One Piece auras and without. I'm sure somebody on Reddit was like, here it is with the auras and without the auras.
Because I put it on the Discord.
Yeah, but it so with Demon Slayer, so look at something like Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone stands the test of time with dated graphics, no CGI, very wonky.
I'll still just sit there
and consume some Twilight Zone. It's amazing stories, and that's gonna make me more engaged and captivate me more, quote unquote, than something looking stupid pretty like Avatar. I never need to see Avatar again because that story's trash.
When them bastards was just like, Avatar, the global phenomenon is coming back to theaters. I'm like, why? Who?
And I'm sure Avatar now does not look as good as it did then. Now you'll always get those like video games. Oh, it still looks great to this day, and it's a PS2 game or a PS3 game or what have you. But there are so much better things that eventually the graphics are no longer a reason to endear you to what it is.
Mm-hmm. Here it is.
It looks so much better. There are several places it looks a lot better. There are a couple places where I like the effects more.
Obviously, it's just like, this is supposed to be with the effects, mm-hmm. So
it's like that leaked Wolverine, X-Men Origins Wolverine, where they hadn't finished the visual effects, mm-hmm. And there were some real like, whoa, what are we doing here?
I should probably send that to you in case you want to put it in.
I do want to put it in the.
Okay, I will. I can just give you a message.
Sold in 1 year. If you want more information about this, go check out Super Eyepatch Wolf's video. I normally try to stay away from what YouTubers have done in their videos, but I just had to mention it in this.
Like, seriously, his video is so good and informative that I felt like anything I would do would be copying him. I felt it would be more respectful to mention what he did and also show my journey in getting to know Demon Slayer better. He talked about how much it sold, and you felt like if you were talking about what captivates and why it captivates, you would be copying him by going, it sold a lot.
This case, because it is crucial to understand just how gigantic Demon Slayer popularity is. And this isn't just popular around the world, but it's also insanely popular in Japan. Everyone, and I mean
it's not just popular around the world, it's popular in Japan.
That should be the opposite. I understand what you meant. It's very popular in Japan, and it's also popular around the world.
Everyone knows about it. Just listen to what Joey had to say about it on Trash Taste.
My entire Japanese side of the family has like a favorite, like a top 3 characters in Demon Slayer. It's like, it's so...
Anybody can do a top 3 characters in Demon Slayer. Are they non-anime watchers? Is the question.
Yeah, this is irrelevant.
This is irrelevant. I can slop together 3 favorite Demon Slayer characters. That means nothing.
I can slop together 3 favorite Eye Shield characters, and I've only edited it.
Could you really do that?
Bat, Sinnoh, and Monkey.
I love. Hiroma is good, but you need to know why he's good. That's the quarterback.
So weird that it's so weird how in Japan literally everyone of every age generation is watching Demon Slayer.
It's not just kids who watch it, it's families, parents, father.
What does this mean to its captivation? It's really popular.
Is this the reason why we need to take anime serious? Because it's popular? Wouldn't that mean that people are taking it seriously?
And mothers, because when we talk about shonen anime, we are normally referring to shows directed at young boys, which is exactly what shonen means. For decades, this has been what...
You can be directed at someone and have fans outside that age range. Absolutely. The most consumed young adult novels are bought by adults.
Twilight moms were a big thing.
This means nothing.
Set apart shonen from shoujo. One was for men.
What? Dude, why are you explaining the difference between shonen and shoujo? With your popularity shonen versus shoujo. This is a 20-minute video, and for 4 minutes you said it's popular and it's different from the other shoujo shows because it's shonen. Even though it's young boys, everyone likes it.
But the other for women. Dragon Ball was for men, Sailor Moon was for women.
I love Sailor Moon!
And you're not saying why it's for men and for women. And
it's
what
targeted towards them, but anybody can like it. Anybody can consume it.
Digimon was for men, Cardcaptor Sakura was for women. But
What's
here...
Digimon for men?
What's Cardcaptor Sakura for women? I think Cardcaptor Sakura was in Jump.
What does Wiki classify Digimon Adventures as? Adventure and Isekai. What about my anime list?
I wonder why I like that Isekai.
Because it's a whole different world. It's not people. It's animals attacking you, and they don't really have things like commerce that we go into too much.
It's not a medieval world.
Medieval worlds are a bit of a This says the demographic is for kids,
like Pokemon, but boy kids.
It doesn't say boy kid. It doesn't say boy child. Yeah, I would not say that Digimon is inherently for boys. I would not say Cardcaptor Sakura is inherently for girls simply because it has a female main character.
Here's the thing.
Is Madoka Magica for girls?
Is it? It's got the trappings of the shoujo transformations and stuff like that, but it's also dark, which is what men like.
I also find it very weird that he had this big old manly man for men fighting, and another one where boys go on an adventure, and then 2 transformation shoujo magic girls for women.
Those are the big easy ones to go to. I don't think that I don't know too much about Kaze Talks. I don't want to speak too much about him, but I don't know if he knows something like a fruit basket, something like this is a very popular shoujo, but it's not the transformation ones. Yes, some things like that.
The more the world has evolved, the more we realize that this doesn't really mean anything.
It
didn't
never
mean
had.
anything back then.
It never.
I wasn't like Sailor Moon is for girls. I'm like, yo, Sailor Moon, get in there.
5:30, plop on down.
It's Sailor Moon.
Dragon Ball and Digimon, but I also watched Sailor Moon and Card Captor Sakura. Heck, I even cried watching its second movie. Which just shows that more and more, the world doesn't really need this distinction anymore. And I think one of the many reasons that Demon Slayer is so popular is precisely because it is able to bridge that gap so well.
It
Okay.
doesn't. Go ahead.
What did One Piece do to not make it bridge the gap? What did Yu Yu Hakusho do to not make it bridge the gap?
Naruto, Death Note.
What is this doing to make it bridge the gap between shoujo and shonen that makes everybody love it? It doesn't really have any kind of romance. Female characters, there's a couple, but it's not like, yo. If we're going to typical, what do shoujo look for? It's the romance, it's the pretty boys, maybe a little bit of action.
Naruto.
Why is this different from a Naruto in that case?
Dr. Stone.
Within its simple yet straightforward story, within its lovable yet really unique characters.
Pause. Simple yet straightforward character. What the ever?
What does this mean by bridging the gap between shoujo
Yes.
and shonen?
Other things have had simple and lovable characters as well. This is
Other
nothing.
things have done the straightforward main character.
Other things have done these things. Demon Slayer is not doing anything that other things don't do except for it's super pretty.
With their personalities, but also with their character designs.
Pause. They got personalities. They got character designs. What more do you want? They got personalities. They're distinct personalities. Hey, watch this show. They have distinct personalities.
And unique character design?
I would be like, yes, and? That's not anywhere near enough. That's not anything more than anything else has. And I'm going through totality. What doesn't have unique characters and good designs? Come on now, this isn't a selling point that makes this above anything else.
Or
the man's
bridges
got
any
a boar
gap.
hand and loincloth. That's not an amazing character design. That's a striking character design when you go, what the is that? But that's about it. Once you learn it, you go, okay. I'm not like, and this dude's character design is balls to the walls amazing. I'll do that with Nezuko. Because I just happen to love black, pink, and white. Those are just a character, and it's just
The color scheme.
Yeah, the color scheme is just, plus she's got the green muzzle, which is like a pop of it's a startling green. But I'm not. It's nothing where I'm like, this is the hitting. There's in One Piece dumb movie designs where I'm just like, that's what we need when they're all in their red outfits in Strong World. I love crap like that where it's all the same but they're all a little bit different. They're
Sort of like the Soul Society.
yeah. And when they got all their suits and the big guns in Strong World, that's just the one I'm like, he's got a suit. It's got the big horns and stuff like that.
Big hat.
And I never said anything about big hat. I don't think anybody had a big hat in that. I'm scanning through my mind. Nobody had a big hat.
Ramen comedy.
Put Robin in a suit and leave her in that suit.
She was flying. She is
She
amazing
looks
in a suit.
amazing in suits. I don't know what they doing not having her in suits.
Selling merch.
Selling Auga. Yeah, we got it, Oda.
character designs, full of drama and comedy, with tense and arduous fight scenes juxtaposing.
Pause. All this stuff that he said.
Dude, if I were to just put Naruto here,
What changes?
what changed in anything he just
Literally
said?
nothing changed. Put anything in here and see if it doesn't match up like that. You ain't saying
In fact, let's go back and just think Bleach.
That gap so well within its simple yet straightforward story, within its lovable yet really unique characters, not just distinctive with their personalities but also with their character designs, full of drama and comedy, with tense and arduous fight scenes juxtaposed incredibly well with the endearing relationship between its two main characters, between Tanjiro and his sister Nezuko. But
holy crap! Between the two main characters, I'm like Ichigo and Rukia. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
You've said nothing.
You said less than nothing. You said everything. Because that's all. Put anything in there and this fits. So why is it popular? It's got unique character designs. All right, and everything else just has the same character design, I guess.
that's not enough for it to be so
Oh,
popular.
thank you.
There has to be a bigger
should've just
reason.
waited.
You know what the
Something-
reason is? Skip! I'm not hearing this
It's
bastard talk
really
about
pretty.
animation.
It's real pretty.
I'm not gonna hear him say character design and lovable characters and gloss over all of that and hear him talk about animation for 15 minutes. No!
We're not gonging this, sir. I mean, we could just let it
We got
play.
an hour.
We could just let it play.
I walk away. Just let it rock.
Let it ride.
that sets it apart from everything else that has been done before. Something that our eyes witness and we see something truly beautiful, truly astounding. And that lies with its animation.
Jesus! What can you say but pretty, move fast, look good? We got it. You not an animation major. I'll listen to that. Frames and all this crap.
Remember when the animation
Yeah.
person came into it and they were like, that was some interesting stuff.
But somebody like you, somebody like all these other mothers that we done talked about and revisited can only say, look pretty, move fast, high frame, wow. No! That only gets you so far. And if you're going,
the best ever.
what
The
sets
hype-
it apart? The animation. Okay, then you know, what are we doing here then? If that's all it takes to become a global phenomenon is look pretty, we done as a human species. If we not expecting more, if we don't want more,
We're not
then
done
just
as a
look
human
pretty.
See, we're done as critical thinkers while we consume products.
Man, just start over.
Just start over.
so it's done.
Just go back to Pong and stick figures.
If that's all it takes is just, wow, this is doing everything that everything else has done, but it show is pretty. 90 million manga sales.
Other, the execution of it. But to understand this, we need to talk about another anime. One that
Fate.
came out in 2013 and also took over the world.
What is up with that? What does this have to do with anything? It's really pretty.
It's
but at
really
least the
pretty.
story there is deeper. There's
Yes.
stuff to talk about
Yes,
with Attack on Titan.
absolutely.
I have said outright, it is not for me, but I understand that it's good.
I recognize its quality is simply not for me.
I do not hold interest in it.
That's all it is to it. But I will not go. It does not deserve the acclaim that it gets.
Well deserved. I cannot say the same for Demon Slayer. It is not quality and does not appeal to me.
And it's crazy. Cause I'm just sitting there just like, I'm watching Attack on Titan like, yeah. But I'm just like, no. Something's just,
I have
it's just-
no interest in furthering
Yes.
my Attack on Titan knowledge and
it's like
consumption.
something here is missing for me. But for other people, I can understand why this is popular. And if you're simply
I can understand. I can dissect why it's good.
Why it's good. Why people like it. Why it's for them. But if you're going same thing as everybody else, but super duper pretty, Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer are in completely different realms. Because this has an actual deep story with mysteries and stuff like that. This is just where that dude at, and can I turn her back?
It's like you're saying, here's all these burgers, but this one got ketchup. So, but it's still the burger.
It's still the same thing.
Now these are meatier burgers, better seasoned burgers, all this other stuff.
This is Angus and sirloin mixed together.
This is
all that stuff.
This is a bland burger on the most plain of buns with ketchup, and you're going, my God, it's done all the rest of the stuff but the ketchup.
It is. You got your sirloin and Angus burger all mixed up, but it's got like store brand ketchup and store brand mayo, and this got all the name brand stuff. You just go, you can really taste the sweetness of the ketchup and all the robustness of the sauce. And we're gonna go on over to DSP.
We knew where we were going. We knew the second we started talking about food, it was only
robust. That's all he can say about food.
I'm glad he's toned down the robust,
because he got made fun of.
He got a lot. Oh, dude, I am hating him with this YouTube shorts. People have been talking to him for a year. DSP, do YouTube short. Nope.
No.
Now I'm
stupid.
Late on the bus.
Why is YouTube putting all their money and effort into this? It's stupid. It's just they're trying to be like TikTok and all that crap. And then he's just like, I put this out last night. It was 14 hours ago and it has 6,000 comments. I mean, views and 100 comments. And it's like, you hunk of garbage. Everything is bad until the direct second that it benefits you.
Until it is successful for you. Direct capture, that's trash. Oh no, this is much better. Streaming, begging, why would I do that? No, this is much better than what I was doing.
Shorts are stupid. They're trying to be like TikTok. No, but I can actually make it counts towards my overall view.
And engagement. And now people might check it out. It helps the business. He literally said it helps the business.
Crazy. We always get into like DSP tangents around the hour mark.
It's when the video isn't engaging.
Or when he starts talking about an Attack on Titan in relation. Yes, Attack on Titan was pretty, but it had a story. It had characters. Not this bullshit. Oh, I'm scared. Yeah, that's all you is. Shut up.
The first time I watched Attack on Titan, I was blown away by its imagery. I realized
I can't with this.
Oh, I can't with this.
I don't know what happened, but I am so glad I'm not an anime mostly person who looks at the imagery and goes, this is so amazing now.
But how did people become that? And what is it about the animation
it's the same people.
The first thing that he
knows?
No,
it's the same people that would rather watch the movie than read the book. It's the moving, flowing colors. Now, I need that. Now, that is the baseline. The music, the colors, the movement. That's the baseline of what I need. Now, this looks different. Now, this flows different. It's better. You can't better a book. It's text on the page. The book is the book. You read it. It is what it is. You gotta go to the bathroom.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom.
You saw the headphones coming off. Talk to the chat.
Yeah, here's Triton saying something about Smash. I don't know.
Always when I'm fast, it's just a one-way pipeline.
Oh, I understand.
And when I went to the blood donation thing, they were taking out my information and stuff. It was just like, looking at the information, it was like, okay, when were you born? I was like, 1989. She looked down, she looks back up, and he was like, where are you? I was like, well, that's just hurtful. I I understand I got the gray and the beard, but it's like, you're 32. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta.
Like, ooh.
They just look and go,
Word? Okay, King.
just give the blood.
Yeah, that's what we're here
for. Is that at least real?
Why people loved it so much. The visuals were astounding. The one-shot sequences of seeing these characters fly.
Dude, we can't just talk about quality in terms of visuals. Why people like things in terms of pure visual. We can't go down this road because it is a slippery slope where we got in Transformers making $3 billion overall and crap like that. We can't allow this to be the standard of watch this thing. Why? It's pretty. It's not, the story is whatever, but it's so pretty. The action, look at this GIF real quick. We can't go down this road. I don't want to see this where people are praising stuff almost first and foremost based off look at how pretty it is.
My issue is that a lot of artists get into the thing they get into to make money. They want to tell their stories, absolutely. But it's to make money. And they're going to follow the trends. There's going to be a lot of people that just try to follow the trends, such as Toei with the super pretty stuff. And if all we're doing is saying this is what we want, we don't care about the story, we don't care about characters like that, we want the super pretty stuff, all they're gonna do is try to do that thing constantly instead of making a good product.
Yes.
They're going to make a product that appeals as opposed to a product that is of quality. Because while Attack on Titan is quality, Demon Slayer is not. If you gave Attack on Titan to a middling studio, it's still a good story. It is still Attack on Titan. Demon Slayer is not Demon Slayer without this animation.
Pretty, as you simply just stated.
Through the cities were unbelievable, enhanced by its incredible music by Hiroyuki Sawano. It was a step forward in...
There's like two problems I have with this. One, either put it completely on the white background so you can't see that it's just a square box later on in the clip right here because it's different at the edges, or cut it out. Two, can you bring it down so the legs aren't just cut off
there? He's just no legs, just a floating man. It's fine.
And it's an all-white background. You can chroma that out. You don't even need to mask anything.
You probably purposely looked for this background of just like sort of black and white and moving and stuff like that to do this, but you've done it quite poorly.
Sawano. It was a step forward in animation, in filmmaking, but funnily enough...
No, because there's been other things that have had animations like that. It was a step forward in, I guess, initial art design? Art direction, I guess?
Yeah, it's so many things that go into animation. It's not just animate, go do. It's the choreography, it's the art director, it's the person making sure that the frames, the in-between frames are correct and all that stuff. People making keyframes.
I'm not sure if many people realize why it was so popular. Or maybe there's a sort of misconception that I feel exists and possibly needs clarifying. Attack on Titan isn't popular due to its story, but rather it's how that story was presented to us in the first place. In other words, it was the use of the visuals that set it apart from everything else that came before it.
And are you just saying that that's what Demon Slayer is?
Hey! Why is Death Note popular? Why was One Piece popular? Why was Naruto and Bleach popular?
Why do these things have to stand on the merits of their story and their character and stuff? And the visuals are there to enhance it, but it's not what you're here for. Why do those have to do those things? Yu Yu Hakusho, for the most part, doesn't look all that great. You got moments of money go up, but for the most part, it's like, this is serviceable. Why does this have to stand on its amazing characters and a great story and all this stuff? But Demon Slayer could be like, yeah, it's doing everything else that everything else is doing. But it's so pretty.
And that's enough. That's more than enough to propel it to the most popular anime in the world.
This isn't to say that the story isn't important. And in the case of the Attack on Titan...
No, but it's much less important.
Yes. When you're talking about the animation and how they glide through the things and how you were impacted first by the visuals.
And then you say, it wasn't the story that made it popular, it's the way the story was presented with the visuals. You are essentially saying, to be a popular anime, the story matters so much less than just looking pretty. And I'm not here for just looking pretty.
Because you can just look at something and then move on.
I'm caught up in JoJo's because I read that. David Studios. What the ever?
How many people can remember all of the episode 19? All of that going on. But how many people can remember like certain scenes of things, just like full scenes, dialogues and stuff like that? That's the stuff that stick with you. You just remember just like, oh, big sword / big pretty. But in big moments happen and Senior Pink's backstory, you go, all right, he was standing in the rain, girl comes up, they meet, they get together and all this stuff. He goes off. You can map that out. But with just trying to explain what happened with the sword. It's just like, oh, big sword, big pretty, trying to remember that. You go, oh, yeah, that happened. But that's it.
We have fans confused if ghosts are even real. You stupid.
He's not smart.
Anime, the story has been truly masterful so far. But what if the animation wasn't so stellar? Would it be as popular? Would it capture people's attention in the same way? And
we can't say yes or no because we have had things that have not had great animation that have come on to become some of the best or highest selling things. Dragon Ball is a media phenomenon without the pretty animation.
Same thing with Sailor Moon. Still in the zeitgeist. Pokemon does not have great animation most of the time. I've seen it sometimes. Yeah,
it depends on the series.
Yeah, but going into like Johto and Orange League, it was just like serviceable animation held up by whatever the adventure, the characters, the Pokemon themselves, the collecting thing that you want to do. Whatever it was that held up Pokemon back in the day, it held it up by that, not by the animation. Give that great animation. I couldn't say that to be more popular.
Here's a question I always would ask for people. Would Attack on Titan be as good as you think it is if it was the 15th thing you had seen that looked like it? And I would submit that for the most part, yes, because Attack on Titan has a story that is worthwhile for people. Mm-hmm. If Demon Slayer was the 15th thing you had seen that looked like it, would it still be as popular? I would submit no. Yeah. Because as you said, the story is doing nothing we haven't seen before. And the reason it's in such a fervor is because the animation is doing things we haven't seen before. You take that away, don't even take it away. Just give other things that thing, and this is just the 15th thing. It becomes a problem.
Yeah, and I just hate thinking about it like that. Just this whole animation thing and just being on top of the world. I just hate it. I just hate it so much.
Because we're such things about characters, plots, world building, settings, comedy, that type of stuff is what propels a series to me.
Animation just means nothing. But we always have to remember how people turned on One Punch Man season 2.
So
we
quickly.
Always have to remember that.
And now,
I heard very few things about the story being the issue. It was mostly the animation.
People were hyped for Chainsaw Man, and then they saw the trailer and went, "Oh, this is gonna be so good! It's gonna be so pretty." If Chainsaw Man was in Studio Pero, do y'all think y'all would still be clapping and hyped like that? How much of Bleach is being talked about the way it looks?
so much. How much?
Because this is what studios look for now. The first thing they want to do is we're doing an animation.
Get it trending on Twitter. GIF. Not. Hey, Ichigo and Rukia is coming back. None of that. It is get that GIF. Look at how the colors and the lighting and the saturation and all that stuff.
So in that way, Demon Slayer did change animation, but was it for the better? When people all they want is this thing. Here's the thing. Here's the question. If people are constantly getting the thing they want, what is going to be the next thing that pops for them? Because it would have to be a story or a character or something.
You can't enjoy the sunny days without the rainy days. You give somebody pizza for 30 days in a row, they might love pizza day 1 through 5. But good. Pizza sounds amazing, but keto. But yeah, day 1 through 5, they're gonna be like, yeah, pizza. Day 25, they're gonna be like, come the on. And that's what this is.
The answer is no. And the evidence for this comes with its final season. Due to scheduling conflicts, the anime stopped being produced by Witch Studio and was instead handed to MAPPA. Now, we all know MAPPA to be one of the best.
Didn't the final season get some of the highest rated episodes ever?
Yes. It did. I don't think that this is the point that he thinks that this is the point. It could also just be people falling off.
It's been like 5 years. It was between the 2 seasons. I think it was like 3 or 4 years.
The mubs that know about Attack on Titan know about it. So you're not going to get too many new people going off of a GIF. So you're going to get the people that you already have. And then the people that fell off, they fell off for a reason. Or the people that are just going to binge it. And I don't think it's very fair to just go, it's not rated as highly as other things when something like Attack on Titan Season 1 has had 10 years to marinate.
Season 1 had an 86%. The other 2 seasons had 100%.
Oof.
There's no rating for Season 3. I guess I can look up the tomato rating for the fans at least.
I'm going to go for my anime list.
94% audience score. As a total, it's 95. So 94% season 3.
Attack on Titan season 1 on my anime list has an 8.53. The final season has 8.82.
It's higher.
It looks like the first season was the lowest rated. Nope. Season 2.
Is it possible?
0.3 less.
Is it possible that the reason the popularity waned is because the time from season 1 to season 2 was 4 years?
That is exceptionally possible.
And then season 2 and season 3 were back to back, and then it was another 2 years.
I hope that they compare how it looked before to how it looks now. Just show like 2 swinging scenes, 2
I don't even care
things.
about that. I hope they compare the popularity of it to season like 2 or 3. Season 3 to season 4. Mm-hmm. And how do you measure that?
Especially considering this is the most recent season, so instead of just 10 years of the beginning of the story, this is the end of the story, and it just came out. So it's going to have less. It's like comparing a movie that came out 10 years ago to a movie that just released now and comparing the money. Like, this has all this money because of the theaters, the Blu-rays, mm-hmm. the TVs and all that stuff, and this is just the theaters. Like, well, that's not too fair to compare.
Are there any good movies coming out soon?
Surely.
Because I want to go to the theaters, but there's nothing I'm clapping for.
I mean, One Piece got pushed back, so I just don't care about anything anymore.
Life?
Yeah, it's over.
Remind me later.
I wanted to see the more fun stuff of Spider-Man.
I've seen what it entails. It's whatever to me.
What does it entail?
There's an elevator scene when they're going up to Happy's place with all the villains and Peter and May in there. There's a longer scene of the Spider-Man talking together, but that's already on Twitter.
That was very good. They should have just had that in the whole movie. It was like an extra 2 minutes. Shut up.
There's a longer interrogation scene where Tom Holland's brother was cut from the theatrical cut. And he's in there. That. And there's like one other scene.
Okay. Smile is coming out.
I hear things. The only thing I would even kind of consider right now is like Clerks 3. I'm not giving Dragon Ball money.
At all.
Wow, this is depressing. Alright, coming soon.
Skip it if you're not interested. Shut up. I don't want to hear. I don't want to see a comment.
Avatar re-release. Hey, get in there. Get in there.
The Invitation? What is that? Whatever.
Oh, it looked interesting.
Adam said the Orphan First Kill was pretty good.
Yeah, but it's already on demand.
It's on something. I heard Bullet Train was pretty good.
Same. But I feel like that's be at a dollar theater at this point.
I still have not seen Everywhere, Everything, All at Once.
Really?
Still have not.
It's definitely worth watching.
I keep hearing that. I keep dodging spoilers like I'm going to watch it one day, but I just haven't.
Oh, no, I gotta... Oh, wait.
Best studios in the business when it comes to its animation. You only need to look at Jujutsu Kaisen to see how ridiculous it really is. But the name of a studio doesn't suddenly equate to why a show can be good or not. It also has to do with how the show is run, with the people behind the project, and the time frame it needs to be released. And in the case with its final season, it's been reported that the staff worked crazy hours to reach the deadlines set by its publisher. It's known that the Japanese animation industry
That's all well and good, but do you think that the rank and file Joe Blow dude is caring about that?
Oh, they definitely don't. Don't you see all those? And there was somebody that said something like, "It's so sad commemorating the 9/11 attacks on this day," and it was on Twitter, and a reply was, "Shouldn't you be fixing Halo right now?"
Goodness.
They don't care.
Yeah, people aren't gonna be like, I'm gonna rate this lower because people were overworked.
No.
People don't care about that. Well, most people don't care about that. You will get your people that do care about that. But will it stop them from watching that thing?
It's just like people that go to fast food places. They don't care what the employee behind the counter is making. They care that their prices went up.
They care that they're waiting for their food, that they got pickles on their sandwich when they didn't order pickles.
They don't care that there's 30 people in line. Why is it taking 8 minutes for my food?
People don't care when they call a call center. They don't care that
you have nothing to do with anything.
I did not inconvenience you. I understand, because I remember when my TV was delayed. It was delayed because of holiday shipping, and it was like a big storm or something. And I called. I was just like, yeah, it's been sitting at the warehouse for a little bit. Is it fine? Is it still there? Is it stolen? Is it broken? What's going on here?" And he called. He was just like, "Yeah, sorry about that. We've been having delays because of blah blah blah." I was like, "All right, cool. Just keep me updated. You guys are gonna update." He was like, "You're not yelling at me or anything?" I'm like, "No, you're not at fault here. You're not holding my TV."
You're not, I claim thee till I deem it worthy to release.
Frank is delivering, and I can call Frank like, "Frank, where my food at, Frank?" You can get mad at an Uber driver where you go, "Yo, they're coming, and they make a left turn and they 3 miles up." You go, "Hey, yo, where my food?"
Yeah.
Because that's a person who's hindering you from eating. But somebody...
A direct person.
Yeah. So I don't think that, going back to the beginning, I don't think that people would get mad at people would lower or would not watch a show because of crunch.
Hey, you think the first 3 seasons didn't have crunch? Do you think Demon Slayer does not have crunch?
So many things have crunch. People might play games because of crunch. People were out there like, JK is a horrible transphobe. Still gonna rock that game out though. People's morals, if it doesn't directly affect them, sometimes they're pretty low.
Sometimes.
I mean, just look at meat. Meat is horrible, but it's delicious.
Works their animators in such an awful manner, especially when you consider that the staff is being paid by each frame they draw rather than a monthly paycheck or even by the hours they work. It's such a monstrous business to be a part of. The only real exception that I know of is Kyoto Animation, who is a shining light in this industry, organizing shows in a way that won't overwork their staff and actually pays them to be.
So you're also including UFO table.
It's so weird that he's going, this is an awful industry. But my God, look at the animation. The results.
You're still bumping Demon Slayer when you know that they might be getting crunched, when they might be getting underpaid and stuff like that.
Overworked. Outsourced.
Full-time employees rather than freelancers, and thus they get to really shine in every show they make. But most of the other studios don't work like this, and in the case of Attack on Titan the final season, it was probably the worst case scenario, which is why it is absurd that the animation is as good as it is. However, when you go from something like this to this, you can definitely feel that something is amiss.
That's not comparable at all. That was
Yeah.
a big dynamic action shot as opposed to
Him
just
sliding through the city.
a simple swinging shot. That's nowhere near comparable.
Oh, that's so disingenuous.
And see, I said two swinging things. That was action versus somebody just traveling. And I'm sure
He should have just showed the swinging shots. Some of the swinging shots.
And I was about to say, I'm sure season 1 had shots where it was just like big dynamic, oh, here they come shot, and then a wide shot of just like, just a zipping. That's not to compare. I don't, come on now.
Went from a visually stunning show that happened to have a marvelous story to a marvelous story that happens to have good visuals.
Good! And hey, was it less popular? Did you prove the popularity difference?
Did you prove that people think that it's less popular because of the animation?
Did you prove that people think it's worse? Because again, season 1, through the 2 things we looked through, Rotten Tomatoes and my anime list, both times were the worst rated. So which is it?
It's not like the final season was rated poorly. High is rated amongst the same as the other ones.
If not higher.
And as crazy as that sounds, you feel like the gravitas it once had just isn't there anymore. So what does this have to...
Dad, I don't give a shit about gravitas. I care about a story, plot, characters. I don't care. Oh, the way they swept through that means all to me. All.
I don't like that he just picked a bad shot and then just picked an amazing shot for the other ones. I'm sure you can find a bad shot.
Not even a good shot for the other one. Reuse the same good shot.
with Demon Slayer? Well, I'm of the opinion that what sets film...
Hey, no, I don't give a about crunch. Look at the pretty.
Oh, that sure is pretty.
What, you should not have even brought up the crunch. What's up?
Oh, well, you gotta review this time.
Demon Slayer. And what is it? Demon Slayer and why it's time to take anime seriously.
And what would you think that entails? If you said animation, you'd be correct.
Yeesh, that's one passionate one. I'll come back another time.
Dude, I'm so mad.
What was it about?
We are
Kaze Talks, we've done them before.
we are 9 minutes in and we're about an hour and a half. This is
He was
this
the
a
one
bad ratio.
That did the legendary Super Saiyan, the iconic transformation of Goku.
Never watched that one.
Good.
It's a bad one.
It's a really bad.
He
So
stinks.
he just spent 2-3 minutes talking about how horrible Crunch is in the animation community in the animation studios, and then he's just gonna go. Then he went. Attack on Titan's animation wasn't as good as season 4, and Demon Slayer's is amazing, even though they're probably crunching.
Well,
Attack on Titan, the final season isn't as popular because of the crunch and because the animation doesn't look as good.
I mean, that's not true.
That's not true.
It's just simply not true.
I will tell you right now, Pokemon been promoting the Master 8 for about a hot minute. In one of the most crunchy, like this ain't possible. So it goes 4 rounds, recap episode 9 including tournament, recap episode, episode 9. It's so bad, and they got like 7 directors for like one episode for like this whole
That's
tournament.
too many.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
That's too many fingers and too many pies.
And I'm like, and they got to wrap it up in November because that was a new game coming out.
I've got 3 minutes each.
And like people were like, yo, the tournament bad, but they've been promoting this. Like, I will say they've been promoting this out of the tournament. Like, everywhere they could, they were promoting the tournament. So they're like,
it's a big tournament between all the heavy hitters. Of course they're gonna promote that.
And Master,
I've seen it, and I'm not in the Pokemon community.
I'm like, yo, this is tournament itself. It kind of
the bad.
I am so mad. I'm like, man, this is trash. This is so disappointing.
I saw a big image of it. It was just like, here's all their
that's
main
the one
Pokemon.
I saw.
Yeah.
And 2 of them bastards had the same Pokemon. Was it a Charizard?
It was Charizard!
I'm like, what are you doing? Okay, no. Get him out of here.
Y'all know what Charizard is. Y'all know what he do.
Charizard stinks.
He's not. He should not be as popular as he is.
There's a reason why they're 2 Charizards.
I don't care about the reason.
No. The other person who has the Charizard should not be there. Cause it's like a tournament of champions, and that guy is not a champion. And I'm like, what? The reason he's there is because I didn't beat him, and he won a league. But he didn't even battle ass, so I was double pissed. This was so.
I just saw it and I went, this is stupid.
It's a cool poster though.
It's a great poster.
It's a good poster.
I'm surprised you didn't just buy it and hang it up.
2 bastard Charizards. Get that trash out of here.
I'm waiting for the end of the tournament because
I understand.
It would be like, ugh.
All right, I'm trying to finish this because I want to watch at least some of AEW.
And this is not a good ratio.
It's not a good ratio.
I mean, who's going to be there? Brian and Moxley, but that's about it. Ooh, where Kitty? Ooh, where the Bucks?
Kitty's in Tokyo Game Show. They stopped BTE indefinitely until they are unsuspended. I don't understand why you find it so hilarious.
I just thought it was funny. All right? No.
Yeah. Okay. He's a horrible person, y'all. Chris stocks down.
No. Keep it up.
Bro.
No.
You're too over in our community.
And you know what? I haven't been here for about 2 months, so, I'm getting that extra pop this time, baby.
I'm going to hide all comments that mention you.
Good man. Mark as spam.
Making apart from every other medium is the use of so many art forms, especially its visuals, and Demon Slayer is exactly that. It's not groundbreaking with its narrative. Most of the characters so far don't have that much depth, but what it does is incredibly effective. You understand the stakes, you understand the sibling love between...
Why did you use 2 different sources there? Because that's a clear 4x3 with the... It's not even a 4x3. It's like a 8x12. What are you doing?
You understand the stakes. You understand the sibling love. These
Same
are not
thing.
things,
This is nothing, bro.
These are not things that are special nor unique.
Stakes. You understand the sibling love between Tanjiro and Nezuko. You understand
Pause. No, I don't. Because I don't know how Nezuko felt about this up until the moment that she could talk. And even then, she doesn't talk about her becoming a demon, how she feels about her dead family, none of that stuff. So no, it's a superficial love between 2 pairs of siblings. 2 pairs of siblings. That's not the right vernacular.
feeling of despair the main character has towards his sister transforming into a demon, wanting her to be human again, and doing whatever it takes to reach that goal, and slowly ends up introducing other characters that either add to the charm of the story or raises the stakes of the overall narrative. And it's not like...
Pause.
Hey, what series are you talking about right now?
How does Zenitsu add to the charm of the story? Don't just say that he does.
Because he's a dichotomy between the serious with the big yelly.
I would accept that because that's something. He said nothing.
He said nothing. Hey, it's been 10 minutes and I don't know why. Beyond its animation.
There's nothing else.
Story is so uninspiring. Quite the opposite, actually. It deals with death in such an interesting manner.
Let's see this interesting manner.
Witnessing most of Tanjiro's family die in the first episode in the most gruesome way. Witnessing characters lose...
Which is witnessing them die the first episode in the most gruesome way. In what most gruesome way? We don't know how they died. Were they slashed? We didn't see any kind of decapitation. We didn't see any severed limbs or anything. They looked to all just be slashed. That was not in the most gruesome way. I would say that Attack on Titan, that's first episode where she got twisted and then crunched. That's the most gruesome way. That's a more gruesome way. They're just a pile of bloody bodies.
Something like Another.
Something like Another's where Muffs is getting umbrellas to the throat. Crap like that. This is just a pile of dead people. People who we don't even know because we spent less than 4 minutes with them. That means nothing. Attack on Titan episode 1, we spent time with Aaron's mother. We know about that. Her simply going, take the children and leave. And then she covers her mouth and goes, don't leave me. That says so much about her character. That says so much right then and there. We don't know these muffs. That means nothing. It's not handling in any kind of way.
And what you're talking about more so is the handling of loss and not the handling of death. Because gruesome deaths and what's this one?
Loved ones forever.
Losing their loved ones forever? Oh my god.
No, but they're hiring though.
Oh
you
my god.
You wanna go ahead and
in the most
I get so many
gruesome
things
way.
like, yo, this is hiring. It's like, this is security analyst level 3. Why am I getting this?
In Nebraska.
What is this? No, they don't want me. Oh, 10 years of experience?
I saw that one recently.
Oh, I'm a little less than that, so I'm going to have to pass on that.
What were our requirements? 10 years of experience. Why are y'all sending me this?
What are we doing with this? No, thank you.
Witnessing characters lose their loved ones forever.
Gruesome deaths, losing their loved one forever. You could talk about almost any series.
A's got a big old hole through him.
Nami's mom died right in front of her.
Blasted through the head or sent to a dungeon, depending on what translation we're using.
It's all canon, I understand. Zeph ate his leg to survive for 45 days.
Even the strongest of demon slayers seemingly die for nothing.
And Jiraiya?
Yeah. So we got
Asuma?
We got gruesome deaths, people losing the people they love forever, and strong people can die. Yes, strong people
For
can
seemingly
die.
nothing.
In Whitebeard. You're not saying anything. What? That's not special. This isn't anything.
Like it's devoid of risk, devoid of depth. It's just incredibly straightforward in how it presents the story to us. So yeah.
We're not saying it's devoid of depth. We're saying it's shallow.
Yeah.
That's two different things. It's not better than I think. It is exactly what I think, and you've explained basically what I think.
Almost nothing.
Nothing new. Nothing unique. Nothing I haven't thought about in my own time. The gruesome deaths.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Even though, no. people can die. Yeah, strong people can die.
Imagine losing your loved one forever. How could they?
And you showed that dude with in Swamp Demon. We never see that dude again. Who cares about that guy?
Hey, tell me his name. Kaze.
You showed it.
The story so far isn't nearly as good as Attack on Titan.
No. You say the story isn't nearly as good as Attack on Titan. There's a couple words that you can remove from that sentence. The story isn't good.
Just white it out. Kaze, it's your computer monitor. You could have just backspaced it. No, it needs to know.
And it hasn't remotely reached the heights of the Chimera Ant arc in Hunter x Hunter. But
it shan't. It isn't, and it shan't. You could basically say it shan't for both of them.
So you keep just going. Nah, this ain't as good as other things.
The story isn't as good as other things, but it's still doing things. I would hope so. I would sincerely hope a story is doing things.
I think that's the baseline that we can expect from a story. Things occurring.
Occurrences. Did occurrences happen? Yes. Stamp approved.
doesn't need to. It just needs to connect with people on some level.
All things are connected. There is nothing in this world that can't connect to somebody on some
level, especially with those qualifiers.
There's people that eat glass.
People eat poop and love it. Fetishes. People
it connects with somebody on. I don't see how.
Yeah, you're gonna get it one day.
You saw how I let the poop would just wash over me.
It's like, people eat poop, whatever, no problems. No, but feet. With your whole
y'all gotta understand, the Tootsies is not the one.
But yeah, just going, it connects with people on some level means nothing.
Yeah, like
anything.
A movie that makes $3,000 can connect with somebody on some level. I connect with Scary Movie 4 or 5, whichever the last one was, on some level. And that level is, it is matrendous.
Thus, when you marry it with something you've never seen before, then it suddenly becomes a...
So, what he said essentially was, there's something that connects to people, but when you connect that with animation, it becomes a masterpiece.
Why didn't Fate Stay become a masterpiece?
There's got to be something that connects to people there.
People still bump Fate.
If all you're saying is there's something that connects to somebody out there, when you ain't combined with animation, auga, that's not saying anything because you're not saying what it is that connect with people. You're just saying that there's something.
He's basically going X plus animation equal popularity.
What's that X?
Solve for X.
Whatever that X is to you, whatever that connection is that it made for you, that's what it is. That ain't enough. That ain't worth the video. How are we halfway done?
What more
can he be saying?
It suddenly becomes a work of art. And no better was that shown than in episode 19.
I am happy this isn't a stream, because we would have tapped.
Hit us with the left hook.
He's gonna show the same 2 minutes that is in every f***ing GIF.
I didn't expect it.
How could you? How could we not? It's all about animation. Why wouldn't we expect that?
We never left. Not for a second stepped out of this door. We are always 2 steps away from episode 19.
Season.
This is a time where I'm like, man, I wish we did like 2 times speed.
An episode that broke the internet back in 2019.
Shut up! Shut up.
It was real trending.
It was pretty. Yeah, it was trending. Yeah, because it was pretty. Moms don't go, look at this. He's fighting for his sister and familiar bonds, and he's fighting the themes, and he's fighting against this super strong dude who he has no business fighting against. None of that. It is just big, pretty, and at the end of the day, he's not doing anything. This is meaningless. What is he doing? He's cutting strings. Why is he cutting those strings? Who the knows? He's just angling his sword in a different angle. This is trash. This is not a thinking man scene. People should not be hyping this scene up at all. But they do, because look at it.
Visually enthralling, that was accompanied by one of its most emotional songs that makes you feel perfectly the bond.
Hey, what was the song?
Yeah. No, that was ReZero.
Yeah, the witch song.
There was some chanting. There was.
Hey.
I know the melody of. That was about it. That's all. It just went up like that. I remember, and I think that was right when he was about to slice the neck. Wait a second.
You gotta find it now.
Yeah, because I can't.
No,
I
you need
can't
to
look
prove
like the
the
idiot.
Let me go to YouTube. Demon Slayer. Episode 19.
And search.
3
No
million
results.
hits. We went 2 different directions.
Yeah, that part went in. That part. It was that part.
Yeah, you remember something out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, there was some singing too.
Yeah. I knew it.
Hey, I knew 0% of that
Hey,
song.
you make fun of me for Wanana, but I got it.
You know why you probably remember Wanana? Because all the people that play that sound bite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when they show the Demon Slayer part and then zipping through and then their vocals cut off and then they just play the song and then they just show the cutting and stuff. That is the song that they use. And I just zone out apparently until the Wanana.
Or that's the only part that sticks out and it's just like soft melody is Wanana.
Between Tanjiro and Nezuko, and against all odds, are able to seemingly overcome the foe in front of them. We don't just see.
But first off, he didn't.
Seemingly, that's what he said.
Second off, he shouldn't have. Because the whole Nezuko blood, we've gone through this so many times. But he's just going, he did it. With the bonds of Nezuko, he did it. Shut that up.
It. We hear it. We feel it.
We feel it. I knew he was gonna say that. I felt disappointment knowing the context of the scene.
So you did feel it.
I suppose I did.
All right then.
I suppose I did.
Kaze right again.
But is that the emotion that Kaze...
You need to do a little less Kaze talking and a little more Kaze listening. Don't look at your watch. Acknowledge my words.
Every core of our body is not just
Bobby. What the is a Bobby?
Feel it, shaking every core of our body. It's not just an action scene. It
is just an action scene. Action scenes can have emotional beats.
Absolutely.
But it is just an action scene.
It is not doing anything more than other action scenes are doing, and it's doing
Look at this same action scene, less pretty. And you tell me that it's not just an action scene.
Think about this action scene and tell me that it's just an action scene. No, it is worse than just an action scene.
You
because
can say
it actively detracts from the story.
You can say the end of Yusuke to Girl is just an action scene, but there's an emotional plot right there. Emotional beats with Kuwabara and Genkai. It's not just an action scene in that there is more going on than just fisticuffs. But in terms of what action scenes do, it is just an action scene.
We live for, and this is all thanks to Ufotable. Remember when I talked about Kyoto Animation?
Oh, maybe they do it too.
How it was different from the majority of the other animation studios? Well, Ufotable is similar in that respect.
Alright,
The
there you
studio
go.
is
We
also
were
known
wrong.
for hiring their employees full-time, and they are given open communication with each other to push the artistry forward. And I think it's crucial.
Oh, there was nothing there about Crunch.
Nothing there about crunch, nothing there about pay. You said they're hired full time. Are they paid what they should be paid?
Is there overtime that is unpaid? Because when you're hired for full time, sometimes you're on salaries, and those extra hours do not count towards your salary.
Are they, let's just say, for instance, dodging taxes? Whoops.
Maybe that's why they could pay their employees so well and have those open areas.
Yeah, we got this surplus of money right over here. What's the problem? We got our building, we got our space, we got our animation. What's this? Come on. We ain't gotta pay nothing else. And feel. Let me just move over here and not pay anything.
That's
I
the
have to
only
pay
reason-
everything?
That's the only reason he moved too.
Legitimately.
Imagine if he had just went to like Texas.
Probably would have been better off.
He would have been much better off. He went to places with no income tax. Instead of thinking about business taxes, and because he didn't think he had to register as a business. Oh, he f***ed himself
Big
over
time.
for probably life.
Well, definitely with the bankruptcy stuff. So then he got to build his credit back up.
But he wouldn't need to if he just stopped pulling JPEGs.
It's impossible.
It's really, well, for an addict, I understand it might be impossible.
Exactly.
There should be some type of lock on games for
No.
addicts.
Well, that would have to be either self-imposed or imposed by a loved one. Because
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because something like in WWE Champions, they're not going to do that. Why do they? What do they care about the person just spend the money? They don't know how much they make.
There
It's
should
just
be a
like money coming
rehab
in.
for gambling addicts.
Oh, there
and
absolutely
no,
is.
specifically for gaming stuff.
I'm sure there is.
Because it's
They've got rehabs for cam girls and crap
if
like
it
that.
wasn't for it being Phil, I would feel so sad for that man. He is legitimately ruining his life and cannot improve it simply because he cannot stop pulling JPEGs.
Allegedly.
How much more do we need?
Well, we can't research it because Kiwi Farms go bye-bye.
It's
Furious.
why?
Cause I got
You're furious about the centralized field stuff.
Yes.
But there's a Discord that they have going on for
Is
it.
there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, that part sucks. The hey, I'm gonna bomb all of Ireland.
Yeah, it's like, hey, okay.
Get them out of here.
Chill.
Get them out of here.
Yeah. Come on, bad apples, all that.
I mean, but Kiwi Farms is 89% bad apple.
Do that, but they're still edible. You got in
8-can and all of them.
But even within Kiwi Farms, you got them apples that are just like, oh no, this ain't it. Chief.
Next level.
For what they want to achieve in each of their shows, especially
Hey, what was that show they just showed?
A Law of Yuki.
Was that popular?
I don't even know if that was Law of Yuki.
Was that Guilty
I think
Crown?
it's crucial for what they
That-
want to
that's,
achieve in
Fate.
each
No, right here.
of their
I'm sure the gun would come up. I don't think it matters.
shows, especially with Demon Slayer. One of the many aspects that highlights Ufotable's unique talent is how it mixes beautifully 2D with 3D animation, which is something I've continuously talked about in my previous videos.
Arcane and why it's time to take animation seriously. Listen, the people that don't like animation are just not gonna like animation. The people that already take it seriously do not need to be preached through. You're not gonna convert the people that don't give a the people that would willingly go see Amazing Spider-Man 2 over Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is one of, I think, the lowest box office for a Spider-Man movie.
Pretty sure.
And it is the second best, at worst, Spider-Man movie.
It's a really good one.
Talked about in my previous videos. From the early days of the Disney Renaissance to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and more recently with Arcane. And if this is true with Western animation, then this is also true with what is being done in the East. How anime has been able to push the envelope and try to mix these two art forms. Many
They've
times
been doing that for so long.
So long.
Attack on Titan season 1 did that.
JoJo's has been doing that.
Yeah. That's been a thing that's been going on for quite some time.
it has been unsuccessful because the change into 3D animation has just become too noticeable and loses the charm that is usually found in 2D. But there are
What charm? How does it lose the charm? What is it about 3D that makes it lose the charm other than 2D? Don't just show it and go, it lost its charm. You gotta explain these things.
times when the opposite occurs, that the blend between both worlds is so seamless that most people don't even notice it.
I absolutely noticed that. That was horrible. And I like how you showed that one and not Battle of Gods or Resurrection F, where it was horrible.
Ufotable is by far the best studio.
Tanjiro looks like he's just running on top of.
And I
Look
think
at this.
Ufotable
You think
is
this
by
is
far the
seamless?
best studio
Yeah, that doesn't.
at handling this. The reason why so many studios want to use more and more 3D animation is precisely due to it being way less time consuming. And so, if you can animate it in a quicker manner and still keep the art style and magic of 2D animation, then there's no point in fully doing it in 2D. And to perfectly explain this, let's look back to The Lion King. Specifically, the Stampede Scene. This is one of the most remarkable uses of animation you can find, where Simba, our protagonist, is drawn in 2D,
You can clearly see the differences.
Yes.
but all of the wildebeests were done in 3D.
Occasionally, or something that the directors want in the film that would be virtually impossible to do with traditional animation techniques.
They created a 3D model, then digitally animated it to make it look like 2D, and then multiplied its use numerous times. This was a technique used in so many of its films, from Beauty and the Beast's ballroom dance to Mulan's fight against the Huns. And the very similar approach
Okay. So. You brought up things with good stories and characters that people love and all this stuff. That one scene in Lion King, I don't give a about the 2D and 3D blend.
Don't care.
That ballroom dance, I don't give a about the 2D
It's about
and 3D
the emotion.
It's about what's going on at that moment. Not the fact that it was done. What's being done with it.
found with Ufotable. Whether it's just this wide shot of Tanjiro walking,
That is as clear as f***ing day.
And this doesn't even look particularly amazing or good. It just looks like a walking site. This is not the thing that you want to show to be like, yo, look at this. No, this looks fine.
I wouldn't even say fine. It might look bad, the CG. Look at the foreground.
whether it's just this wide shot of
Oh, yeah.
Tanjiro walking,
It's kind of moving a little too fast from what Tanjiro is walking.
so many of its incredible action scenes, where the surroundings are clearly 3D worlds, but the characters are hand-drawn. And I think that sometimes, even if it is just a very quick shot, the characters were completely animated in 3D. But here's the thing. Yes, its use can be hidden because a character is small, or the scene goes by too quick, but you also don't notice it due to the use of its thick lines.
Hey. So?
So what? And also, she isn't the focus of this scene. It's her threads and Tanjiro at the same time. You might look at her third. You look at what Tanjiro is doing, what the thread is doing, and then you look at her. Because she's not really doing anything. She's not really interacting. She's not moving. She's not a threat to Tanjiro right now. The threat are her I think, the Obi sash, whatever. Doesn't matter. That's what it is.
Thick lines are not about animation. It's about art direction. This could be animated very poorly and still have thick lines. This could be animated beautifully and have thin lines. That's the art direction, which goes into animation, but it's not strictly animation. Is he just talking about animation in general, or is he talking about the actual keyframes? Because he's using all the scenes that show, the big Sugoi bush.
Sasuga.
I was going to cool thing,
But that's what it's called.
Yeah. When they pump the money up for a specific shot or whatever. The time they did it in One Piece, Luffy crying after the crew got lost.
Yeah.
So weird.
Good moment.
It's not just there as an art style, but it also perfectly hides when 3D modeling is used. And that's kind of insane. It is this work...
I don't think so. You can still tell there's a 3D model. Having thick lines doesn't change anything. It's just not the focus of the scene, so people don't really care.
Process that precisely sets this studio apart from so many others. However, this does not mean that the work conditions are as good as what you can find at Kyoto Animation.
There you go.
Especially when you consider the tax evasion case that Ufutable's founder and its studio were a part of. And Hikaru Kondo, the founder of the studio, deserves all the criticism and punishment for it. But something quite interesting came up during its investigation. Kondo stated that it was intentionally moving the money from its cafes and web stores in order to help finance the studio and its workers. Since every anime they worked on would always come at a loss, Kondo wanted to ensure that each show they worked on would become a hit and thus improve sales with its merchandise and cafes, which is one of the many reasons why the animators were hired as full-time salary members of the studio instead of working as freelancers.
He did a crime, but for good reason.
Yes, but he still did a crime.
Especially when you consider the ambition.
Hey, it's cool that he paid the workers. Yep. How was the crunch there? Because you did not speak on that with the conditions there.
That's always a big thing in animation.
I would rather they get paid what they're worth and be able to go home after 8 hours of work than to get paid what they're worth. Or get paid more, maybe less than what they're worth, and work 13-hour days.
They have in making the best possible show. Now, we need to take this with a grain of salt. Tax evasion fraud is a very complex subject to understand, and I'm not entirely sure how truthful Kondo is being. And even if it is true, this does not in any way, shape or form excuse what Kondo and the studio did. But I do think this further demonstrates the enormous issues that reside with the Japanese animation industry.
Is this video about issues in the Japanese animation industry, or is it why we're taking Demon Slayer serious in anime?
Yeah, this isn't what we're being sold at.
Bill of goods.
We need to
Bill of goods.
Okie doke.
Okie doke.
If you want to talk about the Japanese anime studios and how bad it is and stuff like that, make your own video about that. But this isn't the time and place to talk about that. Because this doesn't really factor into why it's time to take anime seriously by just going, well, maybe it does. It's time to take it seriously and start paying people what they're worth and blah, blah, blah.
I can't say that because the same thing happens. I think movies are taken seriously. And yet here we are with all this Marvel visual studios, all the crunch they go through and the underpaid they go through. It's time to take the atrocities we commit amongst other humans seriously.
It's time to take the workforce seriously. Pay people what they deserve. Ain't Nan Muff working out there on the fast food deserves less than 20.
Nobody.
Stressful.
It is horrible. I feel like it should be done by region.
Yeah, some really upper crust suburbs, you know.
Who cares if
13, 15.
they're gonna get some snooty
Karens and crap like that.
but nowhere near the
hood.
I'ma shoot y'all over some salt packets.
If y'all gotta put up glass, bulletproof glass,
It should be 20 minimum.
that's an extra $5.
If there's ever a time it gets shot or someone hops through the drive-through window, it should be an extra 50 cent per occurrence.
Cause my goodness.
I've had literal pop thrown on me.
Especially when little to no profits goes towards its workers. And this
Hey, that's all industries. We are a terrible capitalist society where the profits don't go towards the workers. They go towards execs and CEOs and stuff.
You think the key grip on a movie is gonna see any of this $1 billion profit? No, he got paid.
You think
Kick rocks.
You think any McDonald's worker, when they made $13 billion in profits last year, is gonna see a bump of even 25 cents in pay based off just their profits?
Jujutsu Kaisen made a ton of money in America, and there was interviews by the voice actors that's going, we got paid slightly above industry standards of like $50 to $75 an hour, and we recorded for like an hour. So I got paid less than $100, and this making 13, 14 million. Yes, this is an issue.
Unless you're profit sharing with employees, there's nothing there. But most of the times, they're willing to take a lower pay to have equity in the company. Because if the company, let's just get sold for $15 billion, they make out like a bandit now if they own 0.5% of the company.
needs to change. I'm certainly not going to be the one to make a difference, but at the very least, I want to voice myself.
Bro, I gotta look all introspective and say, look how deep I am. Oh my god, this is
the live action thing.
This is not a
slight on you as a person.
This is not a slight on you as a person, but this is the type of douchebag at college playing guitar in field, just waiting for chicks to arrive. Nobody's listening to you, you cuck.
Legitimately, outside of a gas station, a muff playing a saxophone, and I wanted to throw something at him. I'm like, none of this. What the are you doing?
Why?
Why?
Hey, maybe he just wanted to brighten people's day.
It made my day actively worse. The amount of people that like saxophone music is minimal in this world.
Minimal.
It's just like, I appreciate the arts. Now stop, please.
I want the work conditions to be better. I want all of these animators to not have to work overtime.
I can't point to an industry and say not say I want the work conditions to be better. I can't point.
I want them paid for what they want. I want them to not have mandatory overtime.
This is not a thing simply for animators. Now, we're not saying this is the whole breast cancer awareness. You know, all cancer. No, I understand.
All cancers matter.
Yeah, I understand, but at the same time, this isn't a animation only.
What is the purpose of your video at this point? What are you looking at?
Are those cookies?
Where?
On the desk.
Yeah, you tell me why.
Right there.
It's some milk.
Is it?
Yeah, you can see
like
the carton.
No, you can have some weird cartons, and because it looks kind of like a cookie. It looks kind of like a chocolate, white chocolate cookie.
Iced coffee.
That's what it is. It's iced coffee. Oh, that makes it sadder. Fun cookies. No, I need this energy to feed my family.
Or I'm not gonna make it.
paid properly. I want the budgets to be way higher than they actually are.
If the budgets are higher, that means that the profits or the revenue has to be higher, which means we're going to get a lot less animation out there. It's going to be the most popular thing already out. We're not going to get a bunch of Nagatoros and when will Ayumu make his moves. We're going to get Demon Slayers and My Heroes and things that are proven commodities in the space already. Things that will make money. This isn't like McDonald's can experiment with a new burger. Oh, it didn't sell? Whatever.
We just wasted a couple $1,000 on some sauce shipping it out, and it's essentially the same types of ingredients and some cheese, whatever.
Yep.
Move on.
We're out of here. Move on. We can't do this and sustain our business model, so we're going to have to take on less projects. Which would be for the better if we weren't so clapping for animation and we were, and general populations were willing to accept those slice of life shows, those lesser animated shows that are more plot and character than just looking pretty. But we would strictly get only the most popular things that are selling and only with the prettiest visuals.
To be distributed properly towards everyone involved. We all love this world of animation. We all recognize just how awesome it can be. And what I want is for every creative to not only showcase their passion, but also have a life. The video game industry in the United States is finally starting to change its culture around crunch hours. And now we need the Japanese...
I don't think they are. I think they're saying that they're changing their...
Some absolutely are.
Yeah,
because
they're under the microscope. They're just like, we keeping our eye on you, but others just like, whatever.
And it's still seen as a quote unquote positive because it plays on people's passion for the industry and their job to go, oh, I can work 12 hours because I love this so much. So the people making Callisto Protocol, the owner of the studio was like, we're crunching so hard to get this out to you guys. We've been working like 3 days straight. This is awesome. The passion he deleted it, but everybody was like,
there.
We'd already seen it. It had been seen. What was this exact word?
You can't just say that.
You can't just say that.
Plus there's just like, boss induced implied, hey, do you want to stay over for a little? It's like, help out the...
Yeah, it's not mandatory, but
you'd be doing us a big favor and crap like that. And
it's more like coerced.
Yeah, and some people are spineless like myself. I would always take that. I know that they need help. I know that this needs to be done.
But that's how they play on people as well, because the managers and the stuff, they don't see the day-to-day co-workers. They don't have that relationship with them like you do, where they can just call up and go, yo, we need you to stay an extra like 3 hours. It's like, oh, if I don't, Susan is gonna be hurt by this because she's gonna have to work harder. So I will work an extra 3 hours to alleviate Susan and Bob's and Blank's workload.
For them, it's just like a puzzle piece that needs to be put and it's got put. I still got those screenshots of me talking to my manager like, you're making me work 2 weeks straight because y'all can't feel it. It's like, it is what it is. We can't do nothing, but we ain't got people. I'm like, so I'm just working and y'all just getting the job fulfilled, but I'm just working.
Yeah. At my old job, they had the see, this is why I really liked my old job. They had the managers, dictating and answering questions to the workers and stuff. But if it got busy, they would start doing the work too. It wasn't like, hey, can you stay over? It was, no, we will work now.
Time to start busting some fries. Now let's talk about the game during the event. We are working 6 to 7 days a week. Nobody's forcing us. Tired, exhausted, COVID, but we're working. Bugs, glyphic, per fixes. last pass through audio, 12 to 15 hour days. This is gaming. Hard work, lunch, dinner, working. You do it because you love it.
That's the owner of the studio.
What are you doing, owner of the studio?
I now will probably not buy the collision protocol. But it hurts because it's going to hurt the studio as a whole. And that's another thing you got to think of. Whenever you don't pay, when you speak out with your wallet, how often does it hurt the exec versus the worker? Because if they're not making as much money, they'll just lay people off. And that's just the end of, I still get my check. I'm still going to be where I'm at, even though I made all these decisions. But the worker is out of here. Sucks. Capitalism sucks.
Animation industry to follow suit. I don't care how long it takes for visual feasts like these to get made. I just want to witness these works of art, knowing that all of the workers didn't kill themselves to do so. We need people to be able to live.
I wonder, does he care about the nebulous artists or does he care about individuals? Does he care about the person who made that shot? The people who worked on that shot? Or does he care about just the concept of the artist working on this show?
More than likely the concept, because you can't internalize a individual at every level of every studio. Because animation, 100, 200, 300, 500,000 people. Yeah. You can't just go, I want person 623 to get paid
their lives, and we need these works of art to inspire
us. Stop calling
and
us a work of art.
A large number of people, but of many different ages and types. This isn't the first time this has happened in our lifetime, and it won't be the last. And a perfect example of this is with a small film that happened to come out in 1977. A movie that also completely took over the world. That also happened to have a simple yet straightforward story. That was also about a young boy who lost his family and set out to find...
We knew the parallels you were drawing without the need for that. Kaze talks.
Yeah, do we? This just goes back to the whole. It's not a very groundbreaking story, but it's told well.
Hey, Star Wars is the big poopy.
So Star Wars is a minor poopy.
As a totality.
Whole, in the totality, it is a big poopy.
A New Hope. Potential non-poopy.
But I just wonder, I wish he would put up interviews of people at the time talking about why they, coming out of the movie theater, talking about why they liked it.
Because this seems so much more like it captured the imagination of the world. And I understand the effects were...
Yeah, that helps with the imagination and all that stuff, But
I don't think there's people that care about Demon Slayer's plot enough to consume like a visual novel of it or something. Or deconstruct the lore of Demon Slayer like they do with things like Shatterpoint and all this crap.
Because we've seen the people just going, I'm not reading the manga, I'm going to wait for the animation. I wonder, because I just wonder how many people buy the manga and continued it on for the story, or did they just buy it to have it?
His own potential, who also wanted to save his sister at all costs. And all thanks to an old mentor.
He didn't know that was his sister! That's why he smooched her up!
Yeah, he ain't know it was his sister, bro.
We just forgetting about that, that's fine!
He just wanted to save Princess Leia. Because he was tasked with saving Princess Leia, who so happened to be his sister.
And he was trained by some dude. This dude has a connection to his family and the Force at large. Orokudaki is just some dude who has no connection to Tanjiro.
Learn to be patient and harness his talent within.
What talent within? He worked hard. Eventually, he does harness it from his bloodline, I guess.
Felt the pain, who felt like he had lost everything and everyone, but found ways to
Whose father was the villain, who he turned with talk.
overcome that, and it was all shown in the most visually stunning way possible, through special effects that pushed even further what the art form could do, and came around at the perfect time.
There you go.
Yep, right place,
right
time.
place, right time.
This could have been a 30-second video. This could have been a YouTube short.
It should have been 8 minutes. Hey, pay the workers. Stop making them crunch. Demon Slayer is right place, right time.
Big pretty subscribe.
Time where the world was facing something truly terrifying. People needed something, anything, to put a smile on their faces.
I can't think of a single year where the world wasn't facing something terrible.
We've been in global warming for a decade and a half.
It's horrible.
Sorry, climate change, because you pedantic pieces of this way. It's getting cold. It's so cold here. Global warming, you see the snow?
Actually, shut up.
Like that senator that brought the snowball. Oh, this is snow. Global warming. You God, I hate us.
They needed a new hope.
Hey, I no longer want to say what I was about to say.
Emma, gone.
If you were offered rent at a place and a stipend for 6 months of, let's say, $3,000, so you get
a month or all up.
$3,000 a month. You're given $3,000 a month, and you have a place paid for rent-wise for a year. Would you move out of the country?
Cut that in half, homie. What are you talking about?
I only say that because it might take you a while to find a job.
Cut that in half.
Get me to Canada. Get me to Europe.
Man. Sick of this place.
Sick of this place.
That's exactly what this small film ended up being back in the 70s. And that's exactly what Demon Slayer also did in the past few years. It broke the internet back in 2019.
Hey, a bunch of who give a influencers went, wow, it's such the pretty fool. Hey, how often have they talked about it since?
Ooh, how often have they talked about it since?
Did in the past few years. It broke the internet.
Pause.
What? The end of Demon Slayer gave me chills. The animation was top tier. Tanjiro and Nezuko's bond, though. Demon Slayer might be my favorite anime of the time.
That bottom run down there, episode 19.
August 11th is when episode 19 came out. You can see these are all episode 19. Bro, Demon Slayer, holy, today's episode was insane. I'm losing my mind. It was such the pretty.
Pretty.
It didn't break the internet. A bunch of influencers talked about it.
Talking about how
that motherfucker got a 900 likes.
...2019, and in 2020, it gave people their own new hope in the midst...
Shut the oh my god! Oh my god!
It gave people their own new hope.
Now, I'm not a man that believes in -11. But this is goofy.
Yeah, this is something else.
This is an okie doke. It's straight lies. It's no evidence for claims.
And it is big pretty.
And it's cringe. And I am not a man that uses that.
It's pretty cringe.
He used A New Hope twice when comparing it to Star Wars. We needed our own Return of the Jedi. Cool.
It's almost like the Empire Struck Back.
Whoa. In an industry of horrible conditions, Kyoto Animation is a rogue one. You piece of garbage. Solo.
This is ridiculous.
Pandemic, breaking all types of records with its Mugen Train film, and even more so with the sales of its manga. It was a shining light for us all. One that...
It was not a shining
No, it
light
was
for
not.
me. I think it's a vastly mediocre show. It's not below mediocre that I don't give a about.
What makes it a shining light? Simply the animation. It has to be because it's doing the same things as everybody else. So could you have just gone a silent movie and just shown the animation and still got the same things? If it's just about the animation, who the cares?
that we desperately needed and deserves the
I need
popularity
this!
it has achieved. The world stopped when episode 19 of its first season was shown to the world.
Hey, I didn't even know about it. I didn't even know the episode 19.
I didn't either. I was just...
My world kept going.
But you didn't catch it where he goes, the world stops when episode 19 was shown to the world. You didn't even catch that.
I'm done with them. That's why.
I see.
Eventually, you zone out
Yeah,
and
you
you
just
pick
sorta lose
key
it.
phrases. You no longer listen to the every word of the individual sentences. It's just like animation,
Yeah,
Tanjiro. What is he saying about Tanjiro? Tanjiro is a character unlike any other. Nope, stop.
And now, 3 years later, the world stopped again when they witnessed episode 10 of the Entertainment District arc.
Did it?
No.
Did it even pop off like episode 19?
It didn't.
Cool. Where's your proof? Where's all your tweets?
You can find people saying that.
Cool.
Where's Ninja talking about in Demon Slayer?
You looking it up on Twitter?
I'm looking it up on Twitter. Where you at, though? He has not tweeted. He tweeted about it December 2021, going no stream today, rewatching Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is going to become the greatest anime of all time, changed my mind, and Demon Slayer might be my favorite anime of all time. Those are the three tweets
Grand
about
opening,
Demon Slayer.
grand closing.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Even further, and did something that
How
just
so?
left us with our jaws dropped. Because it's
How so?
moments like these that we strive for. It's moments like
strive for
these
this.
that I love this medium so much. That makes me
I
want to
hate this
voice
medium.
myself. That I feel such a passion inside me that is bursting to come out. That needs to talk about this. And
This is so much visual noise that I don't care about.
And you see nothing about nothing about the music, nothing about the sound effects, nothing about the story, nothing about why they're fighting.
The characters.
Just look at this. This is what it's about.
God, I hate this light.
say something. Anything. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how much I have to wait. Because no matter how much I grow, there are times when something just leaves you speechless. That reminds you of everything that came before it. Of that young boy who first saw this with an anime back in the 90s. That
Never
impacted
thought
him
of
in
my
such a
young
way
self
that
when
all
watching
he
something
wanted
other
was to
than
push
Dragon
it.
Ball and like, what the am I thinking? Why did I like this?
Because you were a dumb, stupid kid that liked the big.
Big, dumb, stupid.
Himself to the limit to achieve his goals and dreams, and continuously continue to see that
Continuously continue to see that? Is that the thing? What is...
I don't claim to be an English major.
Gonna fool me?
I am borderline stupid. How? Legitimately, how?
Why?
stories through
So-
visuals.
Pause. I was still on Ninja's Twitter, and I just looked up anime for ninja, and this was the tweet. It was, dude, what's the name of this anime? I forgot. This mother don't know. Yu the Hakusho. Why are we taking this man's word on anything?
Yu Yu Hakusho, but we're clapping and he's saying Demon Slayer might be the best anime ever? Who are you as an authority figure? Who are you to someone the evidence of why Demon Slayer is good?
Animes I'm downloading to continue and watch on a plane, and he recommends Dr. Stone, My Hero Academia, Sword Art Online.
It's the most base. He's such a base boy.
Very great shows. Smiley face.
Sword Art Online is not very great show. My Hero Academia. Well, they're not at the bad part yet. They're getting there. Oh, I can't wait for Edgy Deku animated. I can't wait for these clap monkeys to clap monkey for this clap monkey.
They're gonna clap.
How can you?
Like
Giannis went, hold up.
Oh, that turnaround is beautiful.
Is this a face or a heel turn?
Whatever it is, I'm all for it. Because he's like, hey, yo. Y'all seeing this?
These are just sandwiches.
Hey!
What are we eating here? Anybody else tasting this?
Their mark into his memories forever, whether it be in the East.
Hey, I like Lion King for the story and the characters. Yep. The animation is there.
Supplemental.
Animation is always supplemental to me. It rarely enhances, it rarely detracts.
Or the West, that continues to inspire him as if he was watching a work of art for the
When he said the West?
Yes.
Memories forever, whether it be in the East or the West, that continues to inspire him as if he was watching a work of art for the very first time. And he just can't wait to see more.
Guado.
Thank you for watching my video. I heard so many...
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
I can't believe it.
That was trash.
What is Kaze popular?
Enough.
5K subscribers? Okay, that's good. It real emotional, y'all.
Can we get a little
affect him in a positive way? How things can change for the better, even if it seems it's against all odds. And the anime follows the main canon story where Tomoya ends up dating Nagisa by the end of the first season. But where the show starts to excel in its storyline, execution, and animation is in the second season of the show, Clannad After Story. Right from the get-go, from its opening, we understand that something bigger is about to happen. This season shows Tomoya entering the world of adulthood and starting to share a life with Nagisa. This is where the show truly shines, where slice of life...
No, it doesn't!
Anime that normally
no, it doesn't! I felt something exactly 2 times in Clannad. The whole of Clannad. Something that I was supposed to feel because I felt a lot of anger in this. And one of them was in season 1. That girl has a disease that just lays her out for months and months on end. Mm-hmm. She and all of her friends were in a drama club because she loves drama and acting and all this stuff. They all graduated while she was knocked out. So she still had to repeat that grade, and it showed her, putting up posters, hey, join the drama club. It showed her. It was daytime, and then it transitioned to nighttime, and nobody had showed up, and I felt so bad for her. That was the one time. There was another time with another girl. Doesn't really matter. But that was about it. Clannad After Story is that superficial sadness that I hate so much.
It's such surface level to where you don't need to think to be sad. It's basically the applause sign, but feel sad. It's like laugh tracks in sitcoms. You're not letting me decide where I want to laugh. You're just telling me where the laugh should be, and the cadence is stopped for my laughter. That's why I love Malcolm in the Middle so much.
It's just
You laugh when you want to laugh.
they're not stopping.
There are clear jokes here.
You're missing lines because you laughing.
That's your fault.
Yep, rip.
Good for us, bad for you. See ya.
But Clan After Story is my wife dies, and then I have a daughter who looks exactly like her. She got the same disease, and then she just dies. Wow, that's just all just sad, isn't it?
I think it's
Feel sad.
Shouldn't you feel sad? Oh, we're done with the video. I was about to hit play. Yeah, that was a very not good video.
Yes, that was exceptionally not good. Kaze needs help with his scripts, if nothing else. Because just this whole, it enthralled us in ways that other things have never done before and it will never do again, except for it will, because it can and it shall.
The things that have, will, and do, and will continue to do so.
Forever and always.
Thank you.
That whole thing, it's just circle talking, and I'm not about that. I'm about explaining yourself. Finn Mauler put out a 5.5 hour just takedown of a Multiverse of Madness. It is scathing. I'm like, I like this movie, and I'm like, wow, this has a lot of problems.
Hey, from the jump, I went, why do you like this movie?
It's got a lot of problems.
There's a lot of
And I always say whatever you want about Marla. I never go, what do you mean by that? This man,
if anything, he over-explains things.
But this crap just going, it has great characters with great designs. And Drit's going, Katakuri looks cool and he does cool things.
But doesn't he look cool and do cool things?
And the Dritz thing is worse because he's having it both ways. He's explaining stuff in excruciating details, and then he's also just yada yadaing over stuff.
Which I feel like might be worse.
You feel the need to explain yourself. You feel the need to bring this up as a point that he looks cool, but not why he looks cool. What is cool about him for you? None of that. Don't bring it up if you're not going to explain it. Demon Slayer does a lot of things. It has great music. It has great characters. They have great design. You can feel the brother and sister love. What moments do you feel those brother and sister love? Because all we got from them is just hugging.
The brother and sister love?
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
First one in a while, I think.
You might be right. We need to get less.
Always. We don't have to worry about that for viewer request month. I tell you what.
Oh, we do. Because we're going to fix that.
That's what we do.
Hey, the fix is in. All y'all votes mattered. Everything count. We're doing everything y'all voted for.
Except for the things that we physically can't do because they're deleted.
What can we do?
Hey, put our hands up. We was on.
We tried. We were.
It's gone.
Hey, maybe that's on me for not instantly downloading all the videos. Maybe it was already gone by that time. I have
never
no
been
idea.
An issue before, so why should it be an issue now?
But now it's suddenly an issue, and I can't help that it's an issue. I'm sorry. It's just the way things go sometimes. There's nothing we can do. Grand opening, grand closing.
That's it. Shove off.
Tell them they can shove off.
It's one of the greatest things.
Dude, I'm so happy you brought that to our attention. I'm so happy you brought that to our attention. And there will never be anything as good as it. And I mean that with all my heart.
It's so good. Alright, that's it. For the fourth time, that's it.
Catch y'all on the stream.
Stream, as always. Oh, we got a comment. Is this a positive or a negative one?
Is it a long one?
No, it's not. Also, did you know he got mad that Chainsaw Man was ranked higher than Jujutsu Kaisen? Guess he loves to say random stuff.
I'm gonna assume that's triggered.
I'm going to assume that's also triggered. It is triggered. Tasha Williams. No, we did not know that. M.
Big film.
Thank you for the comment.
I want nothing but the worst for his channel.
It would be great if things happened. I'm not calling for those things, but I wouldn't be sad if those things happened.
Bye.
For the 5th time.